I do want to iterate though that you said that you read in the thingsnetwork.com, you read that this was performed at sea level.
Yeah. The the
We find
the
ducks at
signal was
higher
sent
elevations. We
the
find ducks
signal
at
was
higher.
sent at sea level.
Yeah, typically we find ducks at like 5,000, 8,000 feet up.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Is that at sea level?
No, but that's not what that means. But you see that bottom one, how it's curving?
So
This is
your
a whole.
evidence
This
of
is
it,
literally just the first paper I clicked on, by the way. This is
your
a whole review of tropospheric ducting. Like
right.
we could read the paper if you want. We could go through the whole paper.
Your evidence is a cartoon.
No, it's a published scientific paper on Google Scholar, published by who is this published by?
Is that
Where's
is
the
that a real
publisher?
picture?
Is this a real picture? No, no, no. This is a
Oh, so your
diagram
evidence is
to
a
show
cartoon
how. No, my evidence is a scientific published paper that's peer reviewed. That's why it's
with
on Google
cartoons.
Scholar. A diagram, yeah. That's how what I mean,
Okay.
I guess. If you want to call a diagram a cartoon, sure.
Okay. If I draw a cartoon of Bigfoot, is it real?
No, what's your evidence for it though?
I don't have evidence of Bigfoot.
Oh, well then yeah, the cartoon's
So you don't have
ridiculous.
evidence of your claim. You just shot yourself in the foot. Come on,
No,
man.
right. You've said show me proof. And I said, okay, here's some proof that I consider good enough. You're saying it's not. Now I'm asking you what's not good about it? What's not good enough about it?
I got you, bro. I got you, bro.
All right, I stopped sharing your screen clip.
Oh, I'm still sharing. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Here, I drew Bigfoot.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. So proof Bigfoot's not real.
Yeah, do you want me to tell you why that proof for Bigfoot isn't good enough, and then you tell me why this proof isn't good enough? Should we do?
Because
I think that's fair.
because yours defies physics.
You can isolate it for electromagnetism. You can do it in a vacuum chamber. You can also do things like Cavendish experiment. You can prove gravity through LIGO. You
Okay,
can
whoa. You're trying to prove
laser
space-time.
interferometers.
So slow down. You're trying to prove space-time with Cavendish?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I knew you were one of those, bro. Why are you doing this to yourself? That's two entirely different dynamic theories. What are you doing?
Nope.
Okay, what was Newton's time variable?
Has nothing to do with the Cavendish, but
if I don't know something, I'll ask.
Okay.
What was his time variable?
Has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
If I don't know something, I'll ask.
Do you know the answer?
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
I don't know much about it. Tell me.
I want you to address what you're replacing gravity with.
I already told you I'm not going to make a claim. So what was Newton's time variable?
You're immediately waving the white flag on this, that you guys have nothing to explain pressure when we can.
Yeah.
Perfectly.
Falsification's independent of replacement, and your misunderstanding of agreed upon physics does not give you like an out here, bro.
It's not a misunderstanding.
You're conflating Newtonian dynamics with relativistic. It's a major problem.
Would you like me to explain the correlation between them? I did a whole video on it.
I don't want to see a whole video. You're in a debate right now. Stay here. So
yeah, I didn't say it was
what was Newton's time variable? What was it?
Has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
I'm perfectly fine admitting when I don't know something.
Just say you don't know, brother.
Sure, I don't know. Explain it to us.
You didn't have one.
Okay.
Like I don't know how to talk to you. Like I don't know how to talk to you. Like I don't know how to talk to you.
I'm gonna clip that. That's funny.
I told you what the cause was. Stress energy tensor is our cause for gravity. However,
that is a mathematical formula.
Tensor is not a mathematical formula. Do you know what a tensor is?
Explain it.
A tensor takes scalar, so it has three scalings of tensors. So it takes you can have scalar tensors, vector tensors, and then both. And it'll take all of those inputs to get you outputs for that. So when like, mass is expecting space time, it has inputs for all those in a very complex way, and then we'll get outputs for those in very complex ways.
So it's calculus.
Yeah, essentially.
Oh, so it is math.
Yes. It tells you right there. It's the rate of change of the frequency of the clocks on the satellites.
And then did they account for the depressurization of the atmosphere?
Why would it need to do that for time dilation?
Because different clocks function differently in different atmospheres. Like they function differently in a vacuum than they do out here in the pressurized atmosphere that we breathe from.
I'm just going to ignore that.
I'm just going to repeat it then. Clocks function differently in a vacuum than they do in a pressurized medium. Clocks function differently underwater than they do in
that what is asserted without evidence can be dismissed without evidence.
I'll be right back.
So we have proof, and satellites have to account for gravitational time dilation. So we have proof of time physically being warped.
You don't, though. You have a
Okay, so then
mathematical
why are they accounting for time dilation? Otherwise, it becomes off.
I was actually giving you an explanation for that, and then you called it BS, and you invoked Hitchens' razor as like this gotcha. And I promise you that was not probably the best idea for you, brother. Now, this is just AI overview, but I wasn't prepared for this, so give me a break here. Clocks function
I'm not
differently
going
in
to
a
give you a
vacuum.
break. My source is a scientific published paper, peer-reviewed.
Okay, well then I'll go to a source that AI, you know, the AI overview takes things from sources and gives you like a synopsis of what it's reading based off of the sources that it took the information from. And please stop interrupting me. Clocks function differently in a vacuum, primarily because the absence of air removes atmospheric resistance.
Yes.
Do I need to source that? Do I need to source that, or does that just make sense?
No, because many high precision. Hold on. Move your mouse. Move your mouse real quick. Many high precision atomic clocks, which keep time by measuring the resonant frequency of
actually require a vacuum to function.
Actually require a vacuum to function. Do you know what kind of clocks they use for these satellites?
Yeah, they use the atomic clocks, which function differently than the ones down here on Earth.
Whoa! It's almost like they use
an
atomic clock that requires a vacuum.
Are you actually thinking that you didn't just shit your own pants?
I didn't.
Okay, I'm just making sure, bro.
Because they use atomic clocks.
I don't deny that, but they function differently in different atmospheres.
It requires a vacuum.
Would an atomic clock work in an atmosphere that's pressurized?
No, because it's not in one. It requires a vacuum to work.
Thank you. That was my
requires
that was my claim that you disagreed with 60 seconds ago before I Googled it. Clocks function differently in different atmospheres. That was my claim. So which you said, nuh-uh. And then I Googled it, and now you're saying that that was your claim all along, right?
No, you said clocks work differently in pressurized and unpressurized systems. Atomic clocks don't, because they don't work at all in pressurized systems.
Okay. So clocks work differently in different systems of atmosphere, right?
No, you're trying to generalize like mechanical clocks, which have like acoustic.
So we have a pressurized atmosphere down here and a vacuum up here. Now, based on what we understand about the second law of thermodynamics and the fact that high pressure always seeks low pressure, what do you think is going to happen when he turns this valve?
Oh, that whatever is in there is going to go up.
Okay, you're correct. Then I will stop sharing my screen. So now you have to explain why gravity gets to supersede natural law.
No natural law being superseded. There's, I'll explain it in as simple terms as possible. Atmosphere, real big, lots of mass. That little tube, very small, little mass.
How big is the vacuum of space?
What do you mean, how big is the vacuum of space?
Atmosphere, very big. Vacuum of space, very bigger. There you go.
Oh, you're trying to refer to 10 to the negative 17 torr.
No, like actual size, brother. Very big.
Oh, infinite.
Oh.
Yeah.
So why doesn't it seek equilibrium then?
Because we have gravity pulling things down. There's a downward bias.
So gravity does get to supersede natural law.
Not at all. What's it superseding? However, even if all those gases were in there, it's not to scale. And you can't account for the scale factor of gravity because gravity is consistent.
Okay, so how does gravity get to supersede natural law exactly?
What is it superseding? I just explained to you how it's not.
The second law of thermodynamics.
It's not superseding the second law of thermodynamics at all.
What's the second law of thermodynamics?
I don't need to. You're the one quoting it. I don't need to define anything.
Okay, so how do you know that it's not superseding the second law of thermodynamics if you don't know what the second law is?
Didn't say I didn't know what it was.
You've done this like 4 times now.
Yeah, because I don't let you, because what you do in these is you just throw out these quizzes to try and get someone to not know something, and then you say, oh, look, they're so stupid, I won. And I don't care to play that game. So if you're going to quote something, you can define it. I don't need to do your work for you. If you're going to quote something, you can define it.
Okay, so that was a straw man. That's not at all what I'm doing.
Cool.
The problem is that, don't interrupt me. The problem is that I invoked the second law, and I said that it's superseded by your fictitious gravity, right? And you said, no, it's not. So in order for you to claim that it's not superseded by gravity, it would make sense that you know what it is and you wouldn't have to shift it back over to me if I asked you. But for the sake of argument, it's that the entropy of a system increases over time, order to chaos, right? High pressure to low pressure. So high pressure would always go to low pressure. The high pressure that we breathe from down here would mediate with the infinite, your own words, vacuum of space instantaneously and violently. We would not be able to breathe. Our eyes would be sucked out of our heads. It is just not deniable, brother. This happens with soda cans, tires, balloons, helium tanks, oxygen tanks, you name it, this happens. Now, your claim is that the atmosphere is the exception to the rule, making it an anomaly in science. That is an extraordinary claim. You have burden of proof.
No, so I'm gonna throw it back on you where you said I'm
Of
saying
course you are.
gravity.
Remember, the winning criteria of this debate is quality of scientifically substantiated claims respectfully. Right now, I don't think you're winning, bro.
Okay. I'm glad you said quality of scientific evidence because you brought up Google AI. All of my sources have been scientific papers, peer-reviewed and published.
You agreed with Google
also,
AI when I brought it up.
no, I didn't agree with your claim. But also,
I'll concede, bro, and I think you should too. Like, I don't make a claim on what the downward acceleration rate is caused by, and you have no evidence that it's caused by bendy, warpy spacetime.
I do, and I provided 2 scientific published peer-reviewed papers that prove it.
Very cool.
And you provided Google AI.
That you agreed with.
Sonar, the waves they receive will change speed with also density of the water and temperature of the water.
And salinity.
Yeah, and they can get stuck in there. And once again, if they're stuck in there, they're going to follow the curve of the Earth. It's like 2,000, or it's like 2,000 to 4,000 feet down is where it's like the sweet spot, somewhere in that ballpark.
Do you have evidence that this is what's happening?
With that specific experiment, I would have to read that specific experiment. I don't even know which one you quoted, but it's a very well-known fact that that's what happens. Even on your flat Earth, you have to admit that happens.
What, the sound speeds up in water? Yeah.
No, that it can get trapped in between a layer that's like, so down here can be super dense but really cold, so it won't be able to penetrate. And then up here can be super warm but not dense enough, so it'll get stuck in this area and it'll bounce. Like
actually,
it does in tropospheric ducting.
I don't concede to that because I'll show you. We use these things called convergence zones, and it's how we get long range propagation underwater. This is what I was showing you. I didn't mention it, so it's okay. I'm sorry about that, but this is a convergence zone, and I know this blue down here is probably very hard to read, but I found this in a document that I was reading. Convergence zones repeat at multiples of the range between the source and the first convergence zone. So when it bends down, because of the salinity and the temperature of the water, it actually starts to bend back up. And this will be called a convergence zone. These waves, sound waves, converge, and then they bend back up. This is, you can see right about at 30 kilometers roughly, and then it would converge again at 60. And then because of the temperature and the salinity decreasing now, temperature increasing, salinity decreasing, right? It would start to converge again, and it would bend back down. So this is actually how these things propagate. And again, this is measured with a horizontal datum, horizontal reference point.
That's
and these
exactly
converge with, that's not exactly what you said. Don't do that. I'll stop it.
That is exactly what I just said. If you can pull that picture up though, again here real quick.
Okay.
Bigfoot one?
Yeah, I can show you.
I forgot about
that. I could draw it better.
Yeah, so at the last sentence there, predicting the characteristic parameters of the deep sea convergence zone necessitates an examination of its distance, width, and gain. So you are admitting these give gain to those.
Yeah, no shit.
Okay, so on your flat Earth model, you also have to agree that they get trapped in these zones and they'll do like a zigzag.
You said it was a zone that was 2,000 feet beneath the surface and it gets
like 2,000 to 4,000.
Don't do that.
Somewhere in there.
Don't do that. You
don't
said it was
correct you on misquoting
me? This is 4,000. This is 4,000 meters. So like it'd be more than that significantly.
Just want to let you guys know there is a transcript available after the debate ends or the stream ends. You guys can always go back and double check on that if you want.
I'm sure I will. However, your claim was that it gets stuck at about 2,000 feet or whatever you said, semantics aside, beneath the surface and it just bends there. No, it bends all the way back up to the surface and then begins to bend back down. And yes, it does cause gain. It converges. That's what causes it. Is signals converge with each other, it increases them. It increases the decibel. And then they bend back down, and the same thing happens. This can be measured for hundreds of kilometers.
Okay.
It's documented.
So it's
Stop
gain
saying that your
on
claims agree with mine when, like, oh my
it's a
God.
gain, but if it's curving at the same rate that the ocean is curving, like the ocean floor, and you just make both of those straight, kind of like with k equals infinity, that makes one graphing it much easier and the math much easier because you're no longer doing spherical
With
calculus.
k equals infinity, since we never got a chance to talk about it,
Well, you tapped
why
out.
don't they ever use the true Earth radius?
Because there's a lot of the atmosphere is messy.
Yeah, why don't they ever use the true Earth radius?
I just told you the atmosphere is messy. Microwaves get diffracted. All sorts of signals
Why don't
get
they ever
diffracted ever
use the
slightly.
true? Why don't they ever use the true Earth radius though?
I don't know how many times I'm going to have to say this because the atmosphere is messy. There's lots of stuff going up there
the Earth
all
messy?
the time.
Is the Earth so messy that we have to treat it with an infinite radius value though?
We don't use that infinite radius value hardly ever. It's only in cases of super refractive.
Yeah, we use
not
it in
all the time.
ducting. I never got to show sources, and I probably won't because we're running out of time. However,
yeah, I'll let you guys have a couple more minutes back and forth before we get into the Q&A. I'm gonna start putting a poll together here, so we'll have that up. We'll have that up as soon as we start the Q&A. So go ahead if you want to. We'll have a couple more minutes here.
Thank you, sir. Called flat Earth because the horizontal. I have to move this thing. Horizontal axis or baseline has been kept flat, represent the Earth's curvature as a flat line. Okay, and it's invoked with tropospheric ducting. I have all of the math here, like all of it. If you want me to go through all the math, I can. But if you have a duct, which is when it's the K factor is below negative 0.157, which you can derive using your calculating your refractive index, modifying it by adding 0.157, which is the number in question, in correspondence with height, like multiplied by height, and then you get a duct, right? That's how they math it out. So when tropospheric ducting is invoked, which is the entirety of your argument, is that it's bending around the ball at the same rate, which is just magic, honestly. Like, can you honestly tell me that you believe that it would bend perfectly at the same elevation relative to the Earth's surface while it was bending around the ball, dropping 80 miles in the process as it's going an 830-mile distance? I mean, God, dude, what kind of mumbo jumbo do they teach you? It's insane. But yes, when tropospheric ducting is invoked, they assume the radius value of the Earth to be effectively infinite, because that's the only way you can keep the beam straight and have the Earth parallel to it underneath of it. So yeah, it's the same thing. I agree with you. It's the same thing. But you still have to make the Earth flat to make it work in modeling and path loss and link planner. So you can't even treat the Earth like it's a ball in reality, and you still haven't answered my question. Why don't they ever use the true Earth radius? Why do they have to fluctuate it?
I've answered that question several times. But yeah, planning out or mapping out a spherical calculus problem where the wave is curving at the same rate the Earth is, which isn't ridiculous. If it's in the atmosphere curves with the Earth. Even if you don't believe our model, on our model, that's what happens, right? So that's not magic. Yeah. If it got trapped in there, that would happen. And I don't know what you were talking about, the rate of the same elevation. If it's in the atmosphere, that's where it's going to be at.
Is the atmosphere the same for 830 miles?
No.
Oh, so it wouldn't be the same.
Generally.
So it wouldn't be the same.
Well, the elevation would.
No, it wouldn't. For 830 miles,
if it's in a waveguide, if that is how long that duct is stretching, then yeah, it'll be in the same elevation.
Dude, however, took a tally mark of how many times I made you double speak tonight. It's insane.
Okay. Whatever you have to do to feel good. But the K value is only, no, you didn't. You said quality of sources. All of your slides contained AI overview from Gemini and ChatGPT, by the way.
I sourced NOAA multiple times.
You want to pull slides again? To show all the AI answers?
That's for the math, bro.
So the math that you're claiming proves the Earth is flat is from an AI source, so not quality?
No. Okay, here. You know what? I'll show you, bro. Because McToon tried to do the same thing, and I'm not going to let you get away with it. This is a NARA.
I didn't even set the parameter.
Don't interrupt me. So this is a NARA, which is a scholarship AI. You actually have to have a subscription just to use it. So it's very highly sophisticated. And it's weird that you would attack this as opposed to attacking the actual argument. But this is not AI, okay? This is from semanticscholar.org. I have the link right here. I link everything, okay? This is from, let's see, I'm not gonna edu. It's an edu website. Is that lying too? Is that AI too? Right? Nijotech.com, not a .eu. Sure, I'll admit it. Evansolutions.com. We have urgentcommunications.com. This is just from my Google
AI?
Drive file, unfortunately. Yeah,
That was AI?
Western states. Yeah, this is to simply give a selective overview, bro. Where do you think I get a lot of this stuff? It's insane. So, Western States Forum.org, okay? NASA,
Which
yeah,
this is
EBSCO.
Yeah, EBS,
Continue.
whatever that is wrong. It says that microwaves right there can't refract. Is that what it said? Unlike low frequency radio waves, they cannot pass around hills or mountains and are not refracted or reflected by atmospheric layers. That's just
Yeah,
wrong.
they're not.
They absolutely are.
Oh, here. You want to read the whole thing?
No, I don't want to read like the whole paper.
Oh,
No.
okay. Yeah, run away from that.
I want you to
Run
show
away
your
from that.
AI slides.
Run away from that. Run away from. Yeah, you only want to cherry pick the ones that are AI because all of the rest of them make me look good. You
No,
dummy.
they don't. They don't at all.
Does me sourcing NASA, does that make me look bad?
Yes, because you don't understand
Okay.
what you're sourcing. Absolutely, yes.
So I can't read this if I wanted to.
What?
So I wouldn't be able to read.
Oh
this.
no, you can. I'm sure you can pronounce all those words. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
After
So I can't understand.
So
I got you, bro.
yeah, after this we'll go into the Q&A.
You look at evidence from all the same sources across all the same scripts. We have predictions for models. Other people have tested and confirmed, and then we go out and test them for ourselves.
How many people have approached you with either of my k equals infinity or bathymetry arguments?
The k equals infinity thing, no one. And then the bathymetry argument. I think I have heard about sonar before, to be fair, in the flat Earth realm. So you're not the first, but like that.
I'm the only person. I'm the only flat earther that uses the k equals infinity argument. So therefore, by definition, it can't be a script.
I mean, I'm sure there's someone else out there hawking it, right?
I'm the one that. Well,
you've talked to everyone. Like what?
I got it. Well, no, I've been a flat earther for 10 years and I've never seen anyone else use it. So if there is other people, it's not a lot. And I also got it from a microwave tech. So technically you could say that he uses it, but he doesn't really do public debate. I think he should, but he doesn't. And
so then you did
I'm the only one that's gone publicly with this information on platforms like this. I've done it twice now and I go publicly on TikTok about it. And I know a lot of flat earthers on TikTok. I know thousands of them. And I've never heard a single other one even come close to being able to make this argument. That's an insult. It takes a lot of research, but just saying, you can't say that I'm reading a script when I'm the only one. I wrote the script on that particular.
Yeah, and so you're now reading the script that's been debunked. That's reading a script.
So it's not a script. You're so silly.
What? No, that is a script. You said you wrote the script. You're following the script.
Yeah, I wrote it, bro.
I took that as a phrase, just a phrasing of it. But Code Edge for 2 says Soli falsify the K factor via calculus. It matches. I think he kind of already asked you to do that, right?
Yeah, I'm not trying to falsify the K factor. I'm advocating for the position that the K factor represents, which is the radius of the Earth that you fluctuate to make the Earth flat, just to make the links work in path loss. You've yet to fully understand the argument. That's okay, bro. We can talk about it on TikTok. Maybe I'll even unblock you.
The K factor isn't the actual curvature of the Earth. That's the whole point.
It's the path of light. Remember when we talked about that?
It's not the path of light. It's the apparent curvature of Earth.
That the path of light follows.
Yeah, but the K factor is not the path of light. That is not what the K factor means.
Just stop.
That's not what the K factor means. I'm sorry.
It's the path of light. Yes.
Nope.
Okay. So what is the effective Earth radius then, right?
Yep. Apparent, okay. I think is what is actually used.
Which is the path that light follows, right?
I mean, yeah, the path of light would follow.
Okay, so it's the path of light. You're welcome.
Nope. Not at all what that means.
Oh my god, dude. I hope somebody please clip that. Somebody clip that. That was awesome.
Clip. Did Soli prove the firmament without affirming the consequence?
Without affirming the consequence? Not technically, no. But like, if the reality of it is that you cannot provide an example of gas pressure without a container. So if P then Q, which is what affirming the consequent is, if we need pressure or if we need a container for gas pressure, then our atmosphere must be contained. So that is sort of like affirming the consequent, yes. But like I said earlier, the use of fallacious reasoning, like affirming the consequent or even begging the question, does not inherently mean that your position is wrong. That's why you guys got to freshen up on logic.
I mean, there can be pressure, by the way, without a physical barrier. If you take like sulfur hexafluoride in like a tub, there's a pressure right there with no lid from the Earth atmosphere.
In a what?
In like a tub.
Oh, okay.
Like
so in a container?
Well, no, because you remove the lid. You remove the lid, and there's still pressure where those two gases meet without a physical container because it's open.
But it's in a what?
It's in like whatever you want to put it in. I'm calling it a tub, but it's usually like an acrylic like box.
Yeah. It's in a container. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.